Okay, hi there everybody, and welcome back to another video. Blimey, feels like a long time. It's a good few weeks now since the last update, which is a bit annoying. I did say in that video that I wanted to get that one out of the way because I was looking forward to uploading the next one. So apologies, it's been quite a while. But I have just been away, been down to Wales, come back off holiday. We've had a bit of a wedding to take part in with a close friend of ours, so that's been ongoing, rushing around on nights and then weekends, and I literally have not had 1 minute, out with the trains and the layouts. So apologies for it being a little while. But I'm back and I can finally get this video uploaded, which I wanted to upload, a good few weeks ago. Now, title says, I've got some new locos to show, some new projects, and a new layout. Well, new to you guys. So this could be a bit of a long one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the new locos shown first, and the projects, and then we'll take a quick look at this this so-called layout. So radio, on to the first one, and I'll just go get that now, bear with. And here she is, the first new loco to show you, and it's another Hornby Class 121, or the bubble car. Now this is kind of the catalyst for everything else that I'm going to be showing you. So yeah, this popped up on eBay. It was listed as a Bachmann coach in the description, but in the photographs it was this loco. Bit strange. Messaged the seller, and the lady, she didn't really know her stuff, shall we say. It was her late father's collection that she decided was time to pass on, and this was just a box it was stored in. So it turned out this was the item that was for sale. So I like these things, so I was instantly interested. Had a watch. Not many bidders on it, not much action. Anyway, it came towards the end, and I had a few bids, and I think I paid about £30, 35, something like that. It was a slight stab in the dark. Obviously she had no way of testing and things like that, but I love this livery on the 121s, and as well as that, it has been professionally weathered. Now, if memory serves me right, I've got a sneaky feeling this one was done by the Weathering Works, because I watched this on the Weathering Works eBay page, one exactly the same, and like I said, the weathering was just brilliant, and I've got a sneaky feeling this could be the same one, and this fella purchased it. Anyway, so yeah, I got it. Turned up, very excited, got it on the track, dead, nothing. Instant excitement to disappointment. I was really cross with myself. I thought I shouldn't have gone near it, she had no way of testing things like that. Got in touch with her. Obviously I didn't want to start ripping it apart, having a look inside and things like that if it was going to be a no-go. She was great eBay seller, very apologetic, totally understood. And I said I was very happy to keep the model as a static, or maybe try and run it with the other one, purely for the weathering on it. So we negotiated a price, as a static non-runner. She was happy to do that, and I think I paid something like £15 or thereabouts in the end. So an instant bargain for a nice static model like that. So that was that. Anyway, a couple of days passed and I thought, right, now I've got it, I'll have a little rummage round inside. When I went inside, turned out it was DCC, and I mean the full works DCC sound, the whole shebang. Now, this is a territory I don't belong in, and I didn't really know what to do. So I whipped it up the road to my local model shop who I'm, quite close with. He had it for about 1 minute. Bang, decoder out, speaker out, blank chip in. Brought it home, whacked this on the track, runs like a dream. Absolutely beautiful runner. And it looks great going around the layout. And then I was stuck with this decoder. So I had a little chat with Dave Howarth. Told him that I thought I was just, I'd get rid of it, sell it on, and that's exactly what I did. And let's just say I more than tripled, maybe quadrupled the price, that I eventually paid for this. So basically, I made a lot of money back. I think it was in the region of £80. So all in all, this turned out to be bargain of the century. So I've got a brilliant working Loco for £15, and then I sold the insides for going on £80. Win-win. So that money then became the funds for the rest. So that's the story behind this 121. So it's a brilliant runner, not a mark on it, professionally weathered, absolutely beautiful livery, looks great with my other 121 in my opinion. And you will see all these in action, in due course. So there we go, that's the first Loco to show you. A very lovely, professionally weathered Hornby Class 121. Right, I'll grab the next. Now, the first new Loco that the 121 decoder funded was this, a Hornby Ginty. Now, I've had a Hornby Ginty on my future project list for quite some time, and I've had this in my head ever since I got the wonderful limited edition Bachmann, William and Pepperson one. And I'm having a little smooch around on eBay, found this one. Now it is one of the older Hornby Ginties. We know one of the older Hornby boxes. But it's still a lovely model. I think there's still plenty of detail on there, loads of rivets and things like that, even for one of the older models. I've had it side by side with the Bachmann one, and the only difference really is the chassis on show. There's a slightly bit more on show there than there is on the Bachmann one. The wheels are slightly larger, and that is it. When they're side by side, there isn't really a mega visual difference. They've picked out the same bits of detail and things like that, so I was actually quite happy with it. Now, as I say, this is a new Loco, but it is also a new project as well. The plan for this is a partial repaint. I am banging to, and I mean really banging to, and even more so at the minute, my NCB, the Locos, the wagons, the whole National Co-board paraphernalia, I love it. And my plan for this was to give it a repaint like the William and Pepperson Bachmann version, so which, down the sides of the tanks and around the back of the bunker is all an orangey yellow. So I wanted to do something similar but with a different colour. So my plan for this is to go into a bit of a light green, bit of an industrial green, the same green I put one of my Nightwing shunter kits into, and then heavily weather it as per the Bachmann one, and wax some NCB lettering on it. Now, it sounds a bit leery, sounds a bit, but this is what NCB did. They took many a mainline Loco, whacked it in any sort of colour they had lying around, put it in their own livery, their own lettering, and just got it to work, you know, on their collieries and things like that. So that's what's going to happen with this Ginty. Now it hasn't happened so far because I didn't have the heart to do it. This Loco is in such mint condition, a mint runner, and I'm just really liking it in the BR Black, so for now I'm respecting its originality. But how long that will last for knowing me, who knows. So yeah, this comes under the new Loco and the new project category, so keep an eye out for this. This will be an NCB Ginty. So right, now I'll show you the next new ones, and there's a bit of a theme here, and this little Ginty here sparked it all, so bear with and I'll get the second one. Here it is, Loco number 3 to show you. Very, 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 very lovely Bachmann J72 class. Purely bought this for the livery. I'm really liking my green steamers at the minute. If you remember, I got the Terrier, the Hornby Terrier, not so long ago in a southern livery, and now we have this in a nice BR green. This particular one, replica of, I think, on the Bluebell Railway, is it? They have a J72 called Joem. As far as I'm aware, this is the same Loco. Again, with Bachmann models, loads of detail. Really like the gold details I've added on there, including the builder's plate here at the front. Some nice railings on the top, some little finicles for things and stuff like that. Running wise, it was listed in, you know, excellent condition, and to be fair, it is. Aesthetically especially, there's not a mark on it. Running took a little while to get it going, but I gave it a good clean and an oil up anyway, and I've got it going very nicely indeed. I tried to run it with the Terrier the other day, but unfortunately the Terrier has some better performance capabilities than this does, so it tends to try and drag the J72 along, which is a bit of a shame because they do look really nice together. But yeah, as you can see, as I mentioned with the Ginty, there is a theme. Small tank engines, again NCB theme. You know I like my small Locos anyway, including small steamers. I have got a few small steamers as it is, but my collection of steamers is growing, and this little beauty here is the latest one. So yeah, a Bachmann J72. The price for this was about 21, 22 I think. The Ginty, that was a bargain, that was £14, and this one was about 21 I think. So that decoder sale, you know, it started to pull some bargains in. But yeah, this is the next little steamy on the list, a little Bachmann J72 in an absolutely beautiful BR green livery. So there we go. Right, on to the next. And from Bachmann J72 we're going to Hornby J52. So as you can see, once I got looking for my little steamies, especially the attractive livers, I came across this gem. Right, now bit of a story behind this one, again a bit more of a bargain story. So this was listed in the LNER livery. Now there was quite a lot of these on eBay, but there was only 2 in this red lined LNER livery with that red, is it the valve gear, something like that, you know, picked out in red. This was the better of the 2. It was listed as mint, only been run 3 hours maximum, it said in the description, but that was some time ago. So had a few bids. I think I got it for 24, 25 something, I think. Again, as I was with the 121, excited for its arrival, turned up, and the disappointment started to creep in again. It was listed as mint, and when I got it, was a non-goer. On closer inspection underneath, the wheels were just full of almost like a lime scale. The wheels were white, covered in something nasty, and I wasn't expecting it. I mean, it was listed as mint. I expected a mint Loco. White crappy stuff, lime scaly things on your wheels isn't mint to me. Now I respected it was old and it hadn't been run for a while. Where it was stored to get this build up of, you know, on the wheels, I don't know. So I got in touch with the seller, expressed my disappointment. He apologised, and I think he gave me like a £5 discount, something like that. So I got it in the region of £20. Which I thought, right, okay, £5 off for a clean up for me to do, fair dues. Took it apart, cleaned the wheels, lubricated, back on the track, and I got it going, ish. And again, it started to go from bad to worse. I was having real issues with it derailing. It didn't run right, it was a bit lumpy, a bit bumpy, and I was getting more and more unhappy with it. And I thought, do you know what, I think I'll cut my losses. Got back in touch with the seller, explained, right, this ain't for me. There's bigger issues here with this Loco than I think you and I both thought. He said, right, that's fine. And he gave me the option of, you know, I could send it back to him, or I could, you know, keep it and delve into it a little bit further. And I was in two minds. You know, as I said, there was only two of these on eBay in this livery, and this was the better of the two. So I wanted to keep it purely for the livery, but I didn't want the hassle of trying to get it going. And he very, very kindly understood that, and in the finish up he said, you know what, just keep it. I will fully refund you and just keep hold of the Loco. Again, this was an old collection that I think he was getting rid of. He had no means of testing it, no power, no track, nothing. So like he said, I could return it to him, but I was kind of putting him in a bit of a rubbish position. He didn't want to be taking it apart and fiddling with it. I didn't want to be taking it apart and fiddling with it. It was no good to him and no good to me as it was, so he fully refunded me and let me keep the Loco. Now regular watchers may have seen that Laurie Calvert put a video up for Matthew, and that was for me due to this. When I had a search for these on YouTube, he had one, and he was just giving me a closer look at the chassis setup. The rear wheels on here are actually sprung loaded, and I think that's the problem with this particular one. I've had it all apart, I've reset the springs and things like that, but when I put it on the track, kept derailing on corners, things like that, so I'm not sure if it needs a new spring in there, something like that. But to be honest, since me having conversation with Laurie, it hasn't derailed once. So maybe it's just settled back down. I've had a fiddle with it, and you know, maybe that's fine from now on. I haven't been in touch with another legendary YouTuber, you know, massive train collector and things like that, who has offered to take a look at it for me when he's free. So I'll probably gladly take him up on that offer and get it checked out and make sure it's all good. But yeah, for the time being, it seems to be going okay, so I don't want to jinx it. But yeah, that's the third little tank engine arrival, Hornby J52. Right, one more new thing to show you before we get onto the project. So one last look at that, and I'll go grab it. And here that is, and it's a coach. Done with the new steamy Locos and onto a new coach. Now before I talk about this purchase is 100% purely and utterly Dave Howarth's fault. So Dave, thanks for that. Thanks for spending a bit more money of mine. Well and truly your fault, this one. Watches on his channel, he got himself a little pannier tank and some GWR clerestory coaches. And I've wanted a clerestory coach for ages and ages. Hornby, an old Hornby one, they did a red and white one in a Caledonian livery, and I've seen a couple of them on eBay, very rare, and I've missed out on them, you know, every time. And when Dave got his set, it got me looking again, and I came across this old Hornby one in blood and custard, which, lovely livery. I don't have a blood and custard coach, so you know, this one suited me down to the ground. Yeah, it is one of the older Hornby ones, but it's still a clerestory coach. It was brand new, boxed, so mint condition, not a mark on it. It runs extremely freely. Think it's got the plastic wheels on, but to say the plastic, you know, you wouldn't know it. It really is a really free runner. So I may upgrade to the metal wheels, may not if it gives me no bother. This was like a tenner, something like that. But really happy that I've finally got myself a clerestory coach. I had it going round with the Batman J72, and that was a stonking pair. They look really good together. So yeah, a new coach in stock, all David Howe's fault. So there we go. Now that's it for the new things, or the new Locos. You know, the others are new projects, so I'll get them out, and if this video is not starting to get too long, which I've got a fear it might do, I will give you a sneaky peek at this new layout at the end as well. So stop the rambling and I'll crack on. Right, get some of these new projects out. Right, bear with. Right, here's the first new project. We're having a pop at Matchbox Shunter, take 2. After disaster of the yellow one, well, I say a disaster, I'm quite actually happy with how it came out, you know, with the blooming paint farce. But yeah, I thought I'll have another pop at one and try and actually get the livery that I originally planned. So I picked up another one again, 99p, same condition as the yellow one was, you know, it's chips here and there. But this one, my original plan as per the yellow one, was to have a black one, black BR livery, so that's what I'm going to go for. I want that one to be a quick project, like I'm talking like a day, you know, on and off when I get a chance. Obviously I need to do the insides like I did the yellow one, so all that needs to come out so there's room for the motor. But that doesn't take overly long, just a bit of brute force. Then give it an all of a spray of black, get those hooks off. I'd like to try and keep the wasp stripes, but I'm really not fancying trying to hand paint in between those raised stripes in yellow, so we'll see. I may try and come up with some wasp stripe variation, I don't know, but hopefully I can just get a nice simple BR black, nice BR logo, and that can be the end of it. So that's the first little project. So pop that over there. Now I want to show you all these in just one shot, I think. The next one is this. This is Mavis. For those who don't know, Mavis is a Thomas character, as I'm sure you've just quickly found out with the face. Mavis, one of my favourite ones from when I watched Thomas, and from when I still watch it now with my boy. Mavis is a very Wisbeck and Upwell tramway style loco, a class 03/4, but has the skirts skirts going around the edge. Now this is one of the original Thomas diecast models, so that's all solid metal. Again 99p, and when I got it I thought it might be a tad under scale, which it is. You know, that doesn't measure up to one of the Batman Class 03s or 04s, it is a bit smaller. But I mean, what does that matter to Matthew? You know, Matthew's rocking some Matchbox shunters, so as you can see, they are practically the same height there, and the Mavis has yet to be on a chassis, so that will be a tad bigger than the Matchbox one. So height wise it's only a little tiny bit shorter than a Batman 03, but it's a lot narrower, and it is a tad longer, so it will be an 03 or 04 variation. The plan for it at the minute is to probably keep it in this chipped black Mavis paint. I have gone round that once and touched all the black up, but as you can see with handling and things, it's all come off. So I think what the plan is for that, I think I'll remove everything, the face, things like that, and give it all a good sand down, and then maybe just revert it to a plain black. Maybe go back to Mavis, I don't know, just keep the face knocking about for, you know, and add it when I fancy. I don't know, but it'll be some kind of industrial, you know, variation of a shunter. But for 99p, an original Thomas diecast, that does me. And then project number 3 is this. Now, this isn't one I have bought, this is one that my best bud David gave to me when I met him at Pete Rail not so long since. This is a Batman Junior Loco body, lovingly known as Rusty. Now, old subscribers of mine will know that I've done one of these before. It was one of my earliest modelling jobs. I got hold of one of these for a repaint and a detailing job. I actually never finished weathering it, and I can tell you now that only half of that Loco is weathered. The other half is still pristine as I painted it. But these, I mean, these are great for anyone who's looking to get into modelling and get into having a pop at painting and detailing a Loco. These are brilliant. The simple bodies, the Batman Junior chassis run just as well as the Batman 03 and 04 shunters. So these are a great thing to get into if you want to have a pop at, you know, modelling your own shunter. So he's given this to me. Now me and him, we know what's going to happen with this Loco. I aren't going to tell you what livery it's going to go into because I don't want to spoil it, but we were talking about a livery, and trying to think of suitable donors and things like that, when he popped up and thought, oh, I know, I've got that one of those spare bodies. Now he has a spare body because he has done his own Batman Junior shunter project, which he has lent me, and you will see in the Common Barn reopen gala, you know, once it's all finished. And he's done a far better job on his shunter model than I did on mine, in my opinion. So yeah, this is going to be one of the next projects. It's going to be one of these Batman Junior bodies. So some fun little projects there, 3 projects, which will all be fun. I mean, you can see there that the Mavis is slightly smaller, and the Junior one is chunkier than the original Batman 03 or 04, so they're all in between each other. But yeah, as I say, a trio of fun little projects there for me. So there we go. Right, so that's all the new Locos looked at, that's the new projects looked at. And I suppose I best quickly show you this this new proposed layout. So I'm going to try and set it up somewhere where you can see it. Not quite sure where at the minute, but I'll get it set up, and I'll show you the new item that I've got for this layout as well. So I'll go do that now, so just hold on. Right, okay, I've managed to try and get this set up. It's perched precariously on the corner of my lovely pink drawers under common barn. But here is the new layout. Now, it's not much, as you can see. In fact, it's just one piece of track, really. But now, this is new to you guys. This is, in fact, to me, quite old now. I set this up a very long time ago, and I did actually briefly touch upon it in an old video. But it never materialised after that, and I've had this board propped up in the corner now at the end of common barn for quite some time. But I thought high time to try and resurrect it and get something done with it. And the main reason for that was an item that I've been following a number of on eBay, and B, because of the new shuttle units that are available from Gauge Master. So it inspired me to crack back on with this layout. Now, when I built this, it was when me and my friend were talking about little end-to-end planks, and when I was at the Keithley exhibition last time, they had a layout just like this. In fact, probably the same size, if not a little bit smaller. Can't remember the name, Mortomley, something like that. And it was an absolute stunning layout, and I mean stunning. Just my sort of thing, and my friends. A nice little short layout, just a little station in the middle, which was actually built out of a van body. So a little halt, one side in, disused line, things like that, and it was brilliant. The only difference was that one had a little fiddle yard at each end, which this one won't. Hence why I'm interested in the shuttle units. Now the shuttle units seem like a brilliant concept to me. The thought of me being able to have a Loco on a track and it going, you know, end to end, backwards and forwards by itself is brilliant. So the plan is for this to eventually have one of those shuttle units installed. Now, I know how the layout's going to be. I have plans for it. Basically, as you can see here, we have a road, got a crossing. Now this will just go round into a car park, and the car park will be for service vehicles for that little oil depot in the corner, and it will also be the car park for this little brake van ride, shall we say, attraction. So I've got some water running down this side of the track, which may stay, may go, as you'll see why in a minute when I show you the item I have for this. And the platform is going to be built out of a little grass hump, or should I say peak rail shunter trust style, because that is exactly the platform they've built for their brake van rides. It's just a grass verge. And this is just basically, this is going to be a little tiny line to house a little tiny Loco, and it's just going to be like a local attraction type thing. Little local Loco. Try to make a bit of money, you know, on brake van rides. And the line will come up maybe past that water, past the car park, towards this very old crossing. This will be a very old school crossing, and then as we get to here on this curve, I'd like it to be like a mini valley, so a big verge on this side, small verge on that side, something on the top of this larger verge for a bit of interest, with a buffer stop at the end. And then the shuttle unit will come into play to send it to and fro. And that is the plan for it. So it's not overly big, it's about 4 foot, something like that, maybe smaller, about 3 foot. And it is purely for one of these shuttle units. When's it going to get built? Hopefully alongside as I'm doing everything else. So as you can see, common barn hasn't changed at all since the last update. As I said, I've been busy, Matthew's modelling videos. I still want to carry on with them, and I still want to try and get this done. So hopefully, you know, I can get things done on it. Hasn't got a name as yet, but I hope you all agree it's a nice, interesting little concept. Now, before I go, I'll go and grab the item that I got for this. Quickly talk about that, give you a little bit more news, and then I'm going to dash off before this video gets any longer. So I'll just go set up this item now, so bear with me again. And here the item is. Now, as you can see, this is a very, very lovely little shunter shed. These have popped up on eBay many a time, many a time. One particular seller is obviously stocked up on them. He builds them, he weathers them, and he sells them. And I've missed out on these loads of times. And I've missed out on them that much. It was because of this particular shed, which is why I scratch built the one on Common Barn, because I just wanted a little shunter shed. And another one came up on eBay. I thought, I've just got to have one. I've got to have one. I love them. They look brilliant. They're just the type of thing for me and my Loco fleet, and I had to have one. And since buying it, I've since found out these are actually a kit by Volmer. And this fella, as I say, builds them, weathers them, and sells them on. And this one's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. A little chimney there on the top, got a little lamp above the door. It's weathered, we've got working doors, and it just looks such an interesting, quirky, lovely little item. And it was just perfect for, you know, for this layout. So now you can see that in situ. You might be able to see a bit better where, you know, I'm going to have the grass verge there as a platform, and literally my little Loco will pootle out of its shed to the verge and take its brake van ride up the line to the end. This cost me about £20, I think. As I say, it makes them regular-ish. There's obviously other people out there who are after them. I am going to weather it a bit more. I don't think it's quite rusty enough for my style. It's quite black. But yeah, this is one of the reasons why I've decided to reignite my interest with this little layout. So this beautiful, lovely little shunter shed. So there we go. Right, now before I go, just want to quickly say, as I've said with the layout, nothing much has gone on because I've been so busy. The tripod is just plonked on top of the layout. So I don't really have a clue what video will come next. I would imagine it will be a Common Barn update, because I do want to get this done, out the way, and have a nice full layout, you know, working again. So probably a Common Barn update, but hopefully I can throw some Matthew modelling vids in there, because I want to get some of them done. I've obviously still got all the other projects that I already started. I mean, the J70 tram, that's still not done. And God knows what else. God knows what else I'd started. So we'll see. But hopefully the videos will keep coming thick and fast, and I can crack on with some of these projects, crack on with Common Barn, and crack on with you know, the new layout over here. Now I may, and I mean, can I have your feedback on this? It'd be appreciated. But I'm thinking kind of like doing a bit of a lottery type thing. So with the projects, I'd like to pass it all on to the viewers to see which project they would like me to do next. Now, as well as the ones I've just shown you, as I've said, I do actually have a list of projects that I want to undertake. So I may well do a video letting all you guys know, you know, the projects I want to do. Not just Locos, there's a couple of items of rolling stock in there as well, and letting you guys decide, you know, which project you want to see next, which I think could be a bit of a fun, interesting kind of thing to do. So I am planning on doing that. And one last thing before I go, I have started on Instagram. I do lots and lots of photography, lots and lots of editing. I have umpteen editing programs, apps. You know, I love doing my photography. As well as videos on here, and I don't really get the chance to show photos off when I'm doing videos, so I've started up on Instagram. So any of you out there who watch and are on Instagram, please find me and start following me, because I am trying to build it all up. I have 2 followers at the minute. But yeah, millions of railway photos to go up there and things like that, plus photos of things going on the layout, which, you know, they may get loaded onto there before they get uploaded onto YouTube. So if you want sneaky peeks of things that I might be getting up to, then I would really appreciate it if anyone who's on Instagram could find me out and get following me. It's just Matthew Snowden, like it is on YouTube, so that would be great. Right, I'm going to go because I've got a feeling this video might be quite long. So thank you all for watching, people who stuck with it and watched it all. As always, comments, feedback would be great, and I will see you on the next video. So thanks for watching, and bye bye.